No, I'm good. Scott Newsom here, doing a risk and safety analysis of an outdoor gym environment. Here we have a pretty standard outdoor gym, household gym. This is actually a friend of mine owns and uses this gym for his own personal workouts. So we're just going to have a quick look at what he has as part of his gym, and some of the safety issues relevant to this equipment, and also, more importantly, as it's an outdoor gym, what impact that has on the equipment. So we can see that Dalton has a bench press, small standard bench press, small bar, couple of free weights, and a cable system that allows for a few different movements, including chest flies, pull downs, and leg extensions. So there are a few different machines here, as well as just the free space to do some calisthenics, some aerobics, some running, movements like this. So in terms of risk and safety, what we're really looking at is what risks are present in this equipment, and what the level of danger or the level of risk is with those. So just in common, a couple of things to consider with an outdoor gym arrangement. Being out in the elements, a lot of this equipment can suffer from rust or from loosening of the joints, the bolts, the wires, the cables, due to the exposure. We can see here on the bench press there's a bit of rust kind of down there and up around where the bar sits. And if we look at the handles of the cable machine, you can definitely see a bit of rust there, and quite a lot of rust back here on this part. So not only is rust, it's just not very safe for an individual, but it also weakens the structure of the equipment, could cause failure of the equipment, inability to run in general, and also increase the difficulty of the movements. With this one, the cable machine, we can also see the seat has fallen off due to misuse, and that will have to be repaired before the system can be used properly. And as far as the cables actually run pretty smooth still. Something to be aware of though, as they get cluttered up or they get rusted, you can see the rust on the bolts there, that could lead to an issue with the cables. The cables themselves seem strong and in well condition, but if these bolts rust through or break, it could cause the system to collapse while the workout is in progress. In general, if the rusted system was to break, the potential for risk isn't necessarily that high, as long as the user is on the lifting side of the equipment and not on the weight side. The weight stack would drop, and as long as there was no one near it, it wouldn't cause injury. If a hand or a foot or some other aspect of the person was near that weight stack at the time, could cause quite a bit of damage to that limb. So something to keep in mind. Also something to keep in mind with the free weights. So we've got a few 10 kilo weights, a few 5 kilo weights. Anytime free weights are being used in a gym environment, there's always the risk that they could be dropped or moved or knocked or rolled into someone, causing bruising, maybe small hairline fractures of bones, relatively minor injuries, but still inconveniences and dangers to take into consideration when at a gym. The largest risk that I can see with the potential for injury here is in the bench press. Very small bench press, but you can see here, due to the bolts and the exposure to the outside, it's very loose. Definitely something to keep in mind. You can see here with these bolts, they'd need to be tightened up in a big way. What this would cause if someone was to actually lay down and try and lift this weight off the bench press, if the bolts collapsed or fell during, not only the weight would fall on the person's neck, face, head, chest, all of which are very, very highly dangerous areas to drop a weight on. Could cause potential damage to the chest cavity, to the heart, to the head, and the heart and the brain being the two most important organs in the human body. Therefore, this is probably the most dangerous thing and the most important thing to take into consideration in this particular outdoor gym. So that's what I would say in regards to this. As Other than that, there are a few things, just household things to keep in mind. A little bit of cleaning up, some prickly plants, some uneven pavement, things like this that not necessarily the safest environment, or which might cause a stub toe, a bit of tripping, maybe stubbing a finger or a toe on something. So cleaning those up will definitely help, but the potential for risk or the potential for injury in those scenarios is not actually that high. Um, so something to keep in mind, but definitely the most important aspect of this outdoor gymnasium would be to fix up that bench press to minimize the risk of that injury. So that's a general overview of the safety and assessment of the damage that could occur when using this outdoor environment. And as I said, it's a pretty typical gym home environment. And that's all I have for now. Thank you.